everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video on the things I wish I had known before going to university. So first of all, I would have liked to have known all of the signs and what the symbols mean on an oven, because I know it sounds really silly, but once I was trying to cook something and I didn't know what all of the symbols were on the oven, and obviously that is a thing that you should kind of know, especially if you're leaving home, because I wouldn't always use the oven, like other people would use it in the house to cook meals and everything, and I didn't know what every symbol meant. So that is something I wish I had known before I went to university, so make sure you know all the symbols on the knobs on the oven. Also, I wish I'd known how to make a proper curry and other meals, because I only really made things like pastas and things like that. I mean, it didn't really matter for me because I had my meals given to me Monday to Friday evening, so I didn't have to make a dinner for myself every night, but obviously I did have to on the weekend, and I also had to make lunches. So I would like to have had more of a range of foods, so make a proper like curry meal. So I'd have liked to have gotten some recipes down before I went to university for my first year. Also before uni, I would have liked to have known that it's really important to eat fruit, because sometimes I know it can be expensive when you're trying to budget and everything, but it's so important, because one day I didn't buy as much fruit as I normally did, and I had eaten my fruit, like the fruit that I had bought, quite quickly. So then I wasn't going to go to the shops for a couple of days. So in those couple of days I didn't eat any fruit, and I felt so ill. It was so strange, like my bones felt really weak and I felt so ill, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's because I haven't eaten any fruit. So I quickly went to Lidl and I got some fruit, and as soon as I ate some fruit, after a couple of hours I felt so much better. So make sure to eat fruit and vegetables and keep staying healthy when you're at university. That is definitely something I wish I had known before going to university, to eat lots of fruit still. Also, it's great because at like Lidl and Aldi, the fruit is actually really good quality, but it's actually quite cheap. So definitely make sure you get quite a lot of fruit. It's worth sometimes like missing out on a few things, like maybe not buying that extra drink or something, just so that you can have some fruit, because it will honestly make you feel so much better. Also, before my first year of university, it would have been helpful for me to know what my body clock is, because then I could work more effectively, more efficiently. So if you already know that, that's great. Like if you know you're a night owl and you work best at night, then stick to that, because that's what's best for you. But I wish I had figured that out better before my first year of uni, because then I could have worked more effectively instead of forcing myself to work at certain times of the day when that's just not for me. So I would definitely recommend for you guys to try and work out your body clock. Like if you don't know what it is, then that's absolutely fine, but if you kind of get an idea of what it is, and that's great, and then you can work around that. And if your body clock is that you're a night owl and you work great during the night, then that's perfect. Still do that. Don't force yourself into like a 9 to 5 routine if that's not for you, but obviously still make sure you get lots of sleep and everything that you need for you to do well in your work. Back to food, I wish that I could have known how to make porridge before I went to uni for my first year. I know how to make porridge now. I've been making it nearly every day for the last like 3 weeks or so, or 2 weeks, and it's been really great, but I didn't know how to make it before my first year of uni, and I wish I had, because that would have been such a great breakfast to have, because I really do like it as a breakfast. Also, another thing is not just learning how to make porridge, because where I have a gas hob, whereas one at uni was an induction hob, so it would have been useful for me to have known how to make porridge on an induction hob, because I did try to make it once at uni, however it did not work. I failed really badly because it was an induction hob, obviously like the plate was so hot still, and then when I lowered the temperature it took ages for it to decrease in temperature, so I just couldn't make it, and it was just a disaster. I never wanted to make it again because of that. So it would have been useful for me to look up how to make sure, like on an induction hob, how to make porridge properly, like even if that meant putting it onto another plate instead of just leaving it on that one that that it was currently on. So yeah, I wish I had learned how to make porridge and also learned how to make it on an induction hob. Wish I had known that laundry costs money. I mean, obviously it costs money, but it does actually cost quite a bit of money, especially if you are wanting to dry the clothes in a dryer, and especially if you wanted to wash them once a week. So at Cardiff Uni you have an app, and all of the washing is like run through the app, so you kind of just scan the QR code on the washing machine and it comes up on the app. On the app, however, you can only put on, like the minimum you can put on is £5. So £5 is would be for like a wash, and normally for a dry, depending like on which ones you're going with. If you're going for a less expensive wash, then obviously like you'll still have some money in there, like on the app. However, again, it costs like £5 every time. So if you are wanting to do a wash and a dry, then you've got to bear that in mind, because if you want to doing it once a week, that is £20, and that is quite a lot. That could be like a whole 1.5 weeks worth of food shopping, so that is quite a lot of money. However, as I would also then say, another thing that I would wish I had learned for my first year of uni is to not do laundry as often. Obviously, you've still got to do it regularly, but you know, doing it once every 2 weeks is still absolutely fine, or once every 1.5 weeks, instead of doing it once a week thinking you have to do it so regularly. Try to not do it as regularly, again, because the washing machines at uni are so big. Like, it's probably 3 times the size of the one that we've got at home. So I would definitely say you don't, like, there's no point putting a small load in there anyway, because there is so much space to put in. So just leave it for like an extra week if you can, obviously, or if you're running out of clothes, then please do wash. But yeah, I would definitely say, like, remember and realise that it does cost money to do the laundry, and also to not do it as regularly. Also, not doing it as regularly is good for the environment, so that's a plus as well. Another thing which I wish I'd known before my first year of uni was how to budget a bit more effectively. This is again leading on from the laundry point, whereas sometimes I would focus too much on, I don't know, getting food and stuff, that I'd forget, oh, I've actually got to save, you know, £10 for that, for doing my laundry, or, you know, I've got to save my £10 a month or whatever it is for my phone bill and things like that. So just keeping on top of that and remembering that you do have to sometimes like pay for things that you have to do on a regular basis. I wish I had known to think about that more clearly and more regularly, instead of me just thinking, oh, I can just buy this coffee now, when in actual fact it would be better if I didn't buy that coffee and kept my money for being able to do my laundry that week. Next thing I wish I'd known before starting university is to be better with time management. I mean, I am quite good with time management, but the thing is, I would have preferred to have started essays and assignments earlier, which later on in the year I did really well, and I think I did do this pretty well throughout the whole year, but I think it's just a good point for new people coming to uni. It's so important that you start your essays and assignments as soon as possible. As soon as your lecturers start talking about the assessments and the essays, just get on them straight away. Like, as soon as they started talking about it, I would start planning it and writing it straight away, so I would have it finished within like a few weeks, and then it was then ready to send off a month before it was even supposed to be due. I know a lot of people were struggling and stressing days before the due date, but for me, I was struggling and stressing weeks before the due date, and that made me feel so much more relieved because I knew that I had it done. I would recommend just getting on it straight away. Don't waste any time with it and just get on it. So then you know, and you feel happy, you think, oh, well, I don't, like, for this whole rest, this 3 weeks leading up to this due date, I don't have to worry about it because I've already done it. It's all set down. It's not like you don't rush it or anything, do it properly still, but it just means that you don't have to worry about it literally the day before it's due, because that is just so stressful for me. Another thing I wish I'd known before going to university is that you need to clean your bathroom regularly, like at least once every 2 weeks. I would probably say once a week is best, or every like 10 days, or I mean, you could get away with once every 2 weeks, that's absolutely fine. Especially if you're in like, I think Tally South and North, like sometimes they get silverfish and things like that, and you just got to make sure you clean your bathrooms regularly if you don't want to get silverfish and like bugs and creepy crawlies and things in your bathrooms, because apparently they can get pretty bad at Tally's, I think South and North. So keep an eye out for that, because if you clean your bathroom regularly, then it should be okay. Also, your bathroom can get really gross like really quickly if you don't clean it regularly, so I would definitely recommend cleaning it very regularly, because it's disgusting if you don't. Also, if there is any problems with your bathroom or your room or your kitchen, don't be afraid to contact the security or your building's reception to get them to come in and help you sort something out, because I had an issue in my bathroom and I put it off for so long, ringing up and saying, can someone come and help sort this out for me, because I didn't know what to do. And obviously I could have called, I knew I should have called weeks ago, but I was just too worried and thought, oh no, it's okay, I can just get through it, but don't. That's another thing I wish I'd known at university. Just if there is a problem with your room, with your bathroom or kitchen or anything, just call up straight away and they can help really quickly. The next thing I wish I'd known before university is that know that you are not going to get on with every new person that you meet, and that is absolutely fine. Like, obviously you're all coming to this new university, this new city, this new town, or wherever you are, and you're meeting all these brand new people, and automatically you just think that you're going to get on with everyone and everyone's going to like you and you're going to like everyone, but that's just not how it goes. Like, that's just not life. That's just not what happens. So know that it's okay if you don't get on with everyone. You don't have to get on with everyone, but do try and make an effort with people, especially if you think that you will get along with them and that they will be your friends, because that is great. But don't worry about thinking, oh, I don't get on with this person, or I live next to this person, I don't get on with them or anything, because that's fine. Like, you're not always going to get on with everyone in your life, and it's much better to feel happy and not be stressing about it than thinking that you should be getting on with them when you just won't ever. So that is a good bit of advice, and something I wish I'd known before the start of my first year of uni. And again, I wish I'd known to just be more myself and just find friends that I actually like, instead of forcing myself into friendship groups or into situations which I wasn't even comfortable with in the first place. That's another thing. Like, don't force yourself into situations that you don't want to do. If you just want to do something by yourself and not get involved, then do that. But if you don't want to get involved, great, do that. It's great to do that. But if you feel like you're being forced into a situation, or you really don't want to do something that people are kind of pressuring you to do, then just say, you know, I don't want to do this, and that is absolutely fine, because it's absolutely your right to say that. You don't have to feel like you should be doing everything that everyone else at university is doing. Lastly, what I wish I had known before my first year of uni is that it's okay to ask for help or to reach out to people, whether that is mentally and you feel like you need some help there, or whether it's help with work. If you're struggling, because it can be quite a big jump from school and sixth form or college, wherever, to university, because you don't have that much help. But it's like you're not in the school the whole time, because at sixth form you're at the school in break times and lunch times. You know, you can go up to your teachers, ask for help or anything, but when you're at university after the lecture, you kind of just go, so you don't really have that opportunity to then ask the lecturer for help then and there. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you do need some help. This can be through emailing them or staying behind after that lecture and talking to them face to face to ask for help. But I know that the lecturers and seminar leaders in my course, Media and Communications, they're all so lovely, and they answer their emails so quickly. So whenever I had a question, it would be answered so quick, and it's so much better just to ask and then getting that answer, so that you feel way more relaxed, because you then have an answer instead of worrying about what that answer is. So please just like ask for help if you need it, when you need it. And yeah, I know for Media and Communications we have a Royal Literary Fellow, and she can help with essays and things like that. Like, she actually helped me for an essay, my first ever assignment. I was so confused on what to do, and I reached out to her and I had a great session with her, and she really helped. And from there I definitely felt like my essays improved just from having that one little session with her. All my essays since were a lot better, so getting that help really did help me. So I definitely recommend and say to first year students to just, you know, ask for help if you need it, and that's absolutely fine. That is pretty much it. Those are all the things I wish I had known before my first year of uni. A lot of things to do with like cooking and just like living in a place that isn't your home, where you have your parents or other people to take care of things for you. Obviously that's going to be a big step for first year students coming into university for the first time, but just know it's actually quite easy by the end of the year, and you've gotten used to it and everything. I hope that any new students are feeling excited, and it's okay if you're nervous. Everyone is in the same boat. That's another thing that I wish I had known before my first year of uni, that everyone is in the same boat and everyone is going through the exact same thing that you are. So, you know, reach out to your flatmates, reach out to friends, and just talk to them about how life is going, and I'm sure a lot of people will have the same feelings and opinions as you. So yeah. So that is the end of the video. I hope this was somewhat helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.